Well, good morning, Jaginder Rana here. Topic for our discussion today is space insurance market in India. Space insurance market in India. See, Indian insurance specialist Tata AIG is expanding into space as the global market reels from a string of heavy losses. Tata AIG said it has started providing satellite in orbit third-party liability insurance covering bodily injury and property damage, building on the 22-year-old company's expertise in the aviation market. Basically, the Department of Space was granted rupees 13,416.20 crore in the current fiscal year, accounting to the Union Budget 25-26. So, as part of the allocation, the department received a capital allocation of rupees 6,103.63 crore and a revenue allocation of rupees 7,312.57 crore. Last year, the government allocated rupees 13,042.75 crore to the Department of Space during the interim budget. Finance Minister announced the establishment of rupees 1,000 crore venture capital fund aimed at boosting private sector participation in India's space industry. So the increased funding in 2024 came on the heels of India's major success with the Chandrayaan-3 lunar mission and the Aditya L1 solar observation project. The allocation marked a rise from rupees 12,543.91 crore in 23-24 but remained lower than the rupees 13,700 crore granted in FY23. Over the years, Department of Space has consistently received significant financial backing. In financial year 21, the department was allocated rupees 230.17 crore under establishment expenditure with rupees 194 crore directed to the Indian Space Research Organization headquarters. Meanwhile, rupees 12,587 crore was dedicated to central sector scheme and projects, including rupees 9,761.50 crore for space technology and rupees 1,810 crore for space applications. So a look further back at FY20 shows a similar trend with rupees 273.48 crore allocated under establishment expenditure, including rupees 220.48 crore for ISRO headquarters. So previous budget allocations for the Space Department were almost in the same range. A little differentiation is there. So with India's space ambitions expanding and commercial interest in the sector growing, the upcoming budget is expected to further shape the country's trajectory in space exploration, satellite development and deep space missions. So Tata AIG debuts India's first satellite liability insurance. Because Tata AIG has unveiled India's first satellite in-orbit third-party liability insurance policy, targeting the specific needs of satellite operators and manufacturers within the country's rapidly growing space industry. This policy offers coverage for third-party injuries and property damage resulting from satellite operations, complying with global standards and practices. As India's space industry is projected to experience substantial growth, with market estimates reaching into the tens of billions of dollars, the nation is positioning itself to capture a significant portion of the global launch market, expected to value at $47.3 billion by 2032, according to the World Economic Forum. The increased frequency of satellite launches emphasize the critical need for comprehensive risk management strategies. The company is thrilled to be the first private insurer in India to offer a satellite insurance cover. TB initiatives aligns perfectly with the vision of providing comprehensive risk management solutions across traditional and emerging sectors. This innovative product caters to the growing needs of satellite manufacturers and operators in India and the Indian space sector, especially in the wake of recent solar storm that highlights the potential hazards faced by orbiting spacecraft. The company is confident that this will empower Indian satellite companies to operate with greater confidence and contribute to the nation's spacefaring ambitions. So Tata Group and the American International Group has recently reported a spike in attributable net income. Celebrates its 22nd anniversary operational in India this year. It operates through an extensive network including over 220 locations and is supported by more than 8,750 employees, over 1,100 dedicated claim specialists and nearly 89,000 licensed agents. So this growing importance of space insurance in India cannot be ignored, because the space insurance is gaining traction with India's expanding space industry. New offerings from insurers like Tata AIG address unique mission, risk providing comprehensive coverage for startups and established players. With $2 billion in claims reported over the last 12 months, the high-risk nature of this field is evident. So as the space industry rapidly expands, the once niche concept of space insurance is gaining increasing relevance. Despite not being widely discussed, the burgeoning number of satellite launches and space mission is driving demand for insurance solutions tailored to the unique risks associated with the space activities. Space insurance is not just about covering the cost of satellites. It encompasses a range of policies including launch insurance, in-orbit coverage, and third-party liability. So as space becomes more accessible, the potential for collision, malfunctioning, and space debris impacts rises, making comprehensive insurance more critical than ever. Earlier, it was reported that space insurance claims have totaled around $2 billion over the last 12 months, highlighting the high-risk nature of this field. So, Indian insurance specialist Tata AIG is making significant strides in the space insurance sector. The innovative product caters to the growing needs of the satellite manufacturers and operators in the Indian space sector, especially in the wake of recent solar storms that highlights the potential hazards faced by orbiting space aircraft. The necessity of robust insurance solutions for India's burgeoning space industry, which boasts 189 startups. So the company offers customized space insurance aligned with the international standards. Complex risks are mitigated through reinsurance partnerships, ensuring coverage limits meet their client requirements. The space insurance market faces several challenges, including the unpredictability of a space mission and the high cost involved in underwriting policies. However, this also presents opportunities for innovation. So, with the increase in assets in low Earth orbits, the probability of collision is increasing by day. Spacecraft satellite owners are concerned about the potential impact of loss of assets and associated revenues. With the introduction of their new satellite in orbit third party liability insurance, Tata AIG has solved a significant problem faced by the industry. This innovative product caters to the growing needs of satellite manufacturers and operators in the Indian space sector, especially in the wake of recent solar storm that highlights the potential hazards faced by the orbiting spacecraft. So there are around 189 startups in India developing space-related businesses, according to the reports, was also involved in the space and space parts. So these new entrants in the space economy are seeking financial risk mitigation tools to ensure sustainability of their operations. So Tata AIG would be a natural partner to such startup companies. Around $2 billion space insurance claims have been reported over the last 12 months. So this industry is going to flourish because the private entrepreneurs have entered into this market, and the policy for satellites were already there since the beginning. But recently the Tata AIG is a new entrant in this field, because space community norms and guidelines and procedures are difficult now. New India Assurance has the legacy to offer the satellite insurance since the beginning, because India has launched over 75 satellites until now, and one name that has been associated with the space program throughout has been New India. It was the pioneer of satellite insurance in India and is still only underwriter who issues satellite policies. Recently the Tata AIG has entered. So India's space program dates back to the 1970s, and the purpose was to develop indigenous rocket technology in the face of the sanctions imposed by Western nations consequent to its 1974 nuclear tests in Pokhran. Its experimental satellites started with the launch of Aryabhatta, built by Indian Space Research Organization in 1975. Bhaskar 1, Bhaskar 2 in 1979 and 1981, followed by the Rohini series. In 1981 came Ariane passengers payload experiments, followed by INSAT 1A, the first operational satellite. The Indian space program was taking off. So INSAT 1A was launched by Delta Rocket in the US in April 1982, but was abandoned in September when its attitude control propelled was exhausted. It had been insured since launch. Satellite abroad insist on insurance as part of their terms and conditions. New India paid the claim. It had, as always, protected itself fully with reinsurance. So, having experienced the comfort of insurance, the government and ISRO started considering coverage for INSAT 1B. For the New India team in Bengaluru, which had been pursuing the business, there was a breakthrough finally. Securing India's space program, the New India team led by Chairman Managing Director during the handing over of the claim check of US dollar 12 million for Insat 1A. So the reinsurer was difficult to place at first because the insurers were new. Not to set rolling, the then secretary managed the reinsurance program. They met many underwriters and the business was placed in two phases in London and in the US market. So New India needed to go only to the main centers of London and Munich, and then the underwriters started to come India to meet us. In the beginning it was a reinsurance-led development and rates for India were very high. They were reduced as New India gained expertise. Of the subsequent slow programs, New India has insured GS8010, INSAT 3AD and GS87. It has also covered GS8016, launched in December 2014, and the pre-launch expenses of GS8015 scheduled to be. It was launched in 2015. So this market is not new because the space insurance or the satellite insurance is pretty old. It is since beginning. But the only thing is satellite insurance in India is now gaining momentum because private insurers are also entering into the market. And Tata AIG launched its India's first satellite in orbit, third-party liability insurance covering bodily injury and property damage caused by satellite operations after satellite is in orbit, addressing the growing needs of the Indian space sector. So this kind of products are now easily available in the Indian insurance market because this market is obviously going to increase very soon, and space insurance will gain momentum in the years to come. Thank you. Thank you very much.